Gunshots cracked through the quiet airport. People screamed and ran in every direction. Bags fell on the floor. Glass broke near the gate. In the middle of all this chaos, one man stood still. His eyes were locked on only one thing, the woman shaking behind him. Few people in that airport knew his real name. Even fewer knew what he truly was. But 3 hours earlier, she didn't know it either. This is the story of Maya, a tired traveler, and the stranger she would never forget. Maya was 26 years old. She worked long hours at a small marketing office in the city. That night, she had not slept for almost 2 days. Her flight was late, her phone battery was low, and her eyes were heavy. She just wanted to reach her seat and close her eyes. She walked down the narrow plane aisle, looking for seat 1 for A. When she found it, she saw a man already sitting in 1 for B, right beside her window seat. He was tall, with short dark hair and sharp eyes. He wore a black suit, simple but expensive. He did not smile. He did not speak. He just looked out the window, calm and quiet. Maya sat down without saying much. "Excuse me," she said softly, and he moved his leg slightly so she could pass. That was all. No conversation, no introduction. The plane took off into the night sky. The cabin lights dimmed. Maya tried to stay awake, but her body had other plans. Her eyes closed. Her head dropped slowly to one side. Within minutes, she was fast asleep, and her head had landed right on the stranger's shoulder. She did not notice. She was too tired to notice anything. The man beside her looked down at her for a moment. Most people would have moved away. Most people would have woken her up, annoyed. But he didn't. He sat still. He even shifted his arm slightly, just enough so she would not fall. He stayed like that for almost 2 hours, not moving, while she slept peacefully against him. When Maya finally woke up, the plane lights were brighter. She blinked, confused, and then realized where her head had been. Her face turned red with embarrassment. "Oh my God," she said, sitting up fast. "I am so sorry. I didn't mean to. It's fine," the man said. His voice was deep and calm. "You look tired." Maya laughed nervously. "I haven't slept properly in 2 days. I guess my body just gave up." He gave her a small smile, the first one she had seen from him. "I didn't mind." They started talking after that. Small talk at first, about the flight, about the weather, about how annoying airports could be. Maya learned his name was Adrian. He didn't say his last name. He didn't talk about his job either. Every time she asked something personal, he changed the subject smoothly, like he had done it many times before. But Maya didn't think too much about it. There was something about him that made her feel safe. His voice was steady. His eyes were kind, even though they looked tired, like he was carrying something heavy inside. For the first time in a long while, Maya felt relaxed around a stranger. "Do you travel a lot?" she asked. "More than I would like," Adrian replied, looking out the window again. "Work keeps me moving." "What kind of work?" He paused for a second too long. "Business," he said simply. "It's complicated." Maya didn't push further. She just nodded and looked outside too, at the dark clouds passing by. She didn't know it yet, but that pause, that single second of hesitation, was the first small crack in the calm surface of the night. The plane landed 2 hours later. As passengers stood up to leave, Maya gathered her bag and smiled at Adrian one last time. "Thank you for letting me use you as a pillow," she joked. He smiled back. "Anytime." They walked out together, side by side, through the gate and into the airport hallway. That is when everything changed. As soon as they stepped into the main terminal, 4 men in black suits rushed toward them. They were big, serious, and moved like soldiers. For one terrifying second, Maya thought they were coming for her, but they stopped in front of Adrian. "Mr. Cross," one of them said quickly, "we have a problem. The Velez family found out about the shipment. They know you're here." Maya froze. "Mr. Cross, the Velez family shipment." Adrian's calm expression disappeared in an instant. His eyes turned sharp, cold, focused, like a completely different person. "How many men?" he asked the guard, his voice low and serious. "At least 6, sir. Maybe more, near the east exit." Maya's heart began to pound. She slowly stepped back, confused and scared. She pulled out her phone, her hands shaking, and quickly searched the name she had just heard. The screen lit up with headlines. Adrian Cross, suspected leader of the Cross crime family, wanted for questioning in Citywide investigation. Her stomach dropped. The man she had slept on, the man who made her feel safe just minutes ago, was one of the most dangerous men in the city. A mafia boss. She turned to run, but it was too late. Shouts echoed from the east side of the terminal. Then came the sound Maya would never forget, gunfire. People screamed and scattered. A bullet shattered a glass window nearby. Chaos exploded around them. Adrian grabbed Maya's arm firmly but gently. "Stay behind me," he said, his voice steady despite the danger. "Do not run. Running gets you shot." Maya was too frightened to argue. She stayed close to him as his men moved quickly, shielding them both, pushing toward a side exit. Adrian stayed calm the entire time, giving sharp commands, watching every corner. This was clearly not new to him. This was his world. Within minutes, his men had cleared a path. Adrian pulled Maya into a black car waiting outside, away from the noise and panic. The doors shut, and the car sped off into the night. Maya sat there, breathing hard, her whole body shaking. You're a mafia boss," she whispered, staring at him like she was seeing him for the first time. Adrian looked at her, his expression softer now. "I am," he admitted. "I didn't lie to you. I just didn't tell you everything. Why did you save me back there? You could have just left. I'm nobody to you." He was quiet for a moment, looking at her carefully. "Because for 2 hours on that plane, you trusted a stranger enough to fall asleep on his shoulder. Nobody does that with me anymore. Everyone is scared, or they only want something from me. You didn't know who I was. You just saw a tired man on a plane." Maya didn't know what to say. Her heart was still racing, partly from fear, partly from something else she couldn't quite explain. The car stopped near her apartment a while later. Adrian stepped out and opened the door for her himself. "You should forget tonight ever happened," he said quietly. "My world is dangerous. People who get close to me don't always stay safe. Then why are you telling me to forget, instead of just making me forget?" Maya asked, surprising even herself with the question. For the first time, Adrian actually laughed, a short, real laugh. "Smart girl." He reached into his jacket and pulled out a small card with only a phone number written on it, nothing else. "If you're ever in trouble, real trouble, call this number. No one will trace it back to you." Maya took the card slowly, her fingers brushing his. "And if I just want to talk, not because of trouble?" Adrian looked at her for a long moment, something unreadable in his tired eyes. "Then maybe," he said softly, "I'll answer that call too." He stepped back into the car. The door closed, and the vehicle disappeared into the city lights, leaving Maya standing alone on the quiet street, holding a small card that held the number of the most dangerous man she had ever met. She looked down at it, her heart still pounding, and smiled despite everything. Some strangers change your life in 2 hours. Maya would never forget the night she fell asleep on the wrong shoulder and found the most unexpected protector of